Religion, humanity's great attempt to touch the infinite. It's a finger pointing to the moon, a map, not the territory. And today, in the heart of Malacca, we'll follow that finger into history, into tradition, and into faith itself. This city, a crossroad of civilizations, has been home to seekers of all kinds, merchants, monks, missionaries, and mystics, all leaving their mark upon this sacred space. But what do these places tell us? Not in doctrine, but in essence. Malaysia is a country where faith weaves through everyday life, creating a tapestry of beliefs that coexist in the most fascinating ways. In this 4-part series, we're deep diving into the heart of Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and the Hare Krishna culture to uncover their hidden histories, traditions, and modern-day practices. Today, we're stepping into Malaysia's Christian landmarks, where colonial history, deep faith, and vibrant communities tell a powerful story of devotion and resilience. All right, it's about 8:36 in the morning. I am late for church, but we're gonna run in there right now. It's the first Sunday. Usually on first Sundays they have communion, so let's go check it out. We gotta be quiet though. Come on.
Here this morning and beyond, that your word would grant us greater understanding and experience of your word and your work in us, and that we may respond faithfully and fruitfully. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Communion is a time for reflection, a time where you think about the things you did during that month, good or bad. Communion, again, the breaking of bread, the pouring of wine. But this time, the mystery is more pronounced. Transubstantiation, a word heavy with meaning, suggests that we are no longer mere symbols, but something transformed. But what truly is transformed? The bread, the wine, or is it the one who receives? Communion is a way to kind of wash away your sins and repentance. An old tradition with a modern flair. The modern church comes with modern features. Here you can scan the QR code and you'll get your Sunday bulletin. This is the first time I've seen this, but really cool. This Dutch colonial church was founded in 1753. The service today was short but sweet. I almost didn't get there because I put in another name for the church. I actually put in Malacca Church of Christ, and it's the Christ Church of Malacca. So I got here at 8:40, so I was a little bit late, but it surprisingly wasn't a long service. So the Christ Church of Malacca celebrated their 272nd anniversary last year. This will be the 273rd anniversary this year. This service was pretty amazing. It was a cultural melting pot of people because you saw people that were of Asian descent from like China and Japan, also Indian, just every walk of life. People here was really cool. It was a melting pot of people, which was really amazing. Now, if this was a black church, we would have been in here a little bit longer. It would have took maybe 3-4 hours to conduct the whole service. But This was a short, easy, breezy service. Today was the first Sunday, so we actually got to partake in communion, which was really nice. And I don't think I've done communion in a long time since we've been traveling. They have these cool pews here. This is where you're going to kneel and pray right here. And they played one of my grandmother's favorite songs, Great is Thy Faithfulness. That was one of my grandmother's favorite songs to sing in church. Uh, the whole vibe of this service reminded me of my grandfather and my father, who was the minister of music. And I just love coming to church. I grew up Baptist Christian, and today's message was on baptism and the significance of baptism. All right, so after church, right here in front, they're having a distribution of food in a sense. So this reminds me totally of black churches. After Sunday service, they are serving rice and tea and coffee right now. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm vegan. I don't take egg, but thank you very much. Terima kasih. It's masala tea. The minister and his wife come out and greet everyone. I'll put a picture down below. And this was an amazing experience. I love coming to any spiritual event, fellowshipping with people, and that's what it's all about. Again, getting out, knowing new people, learning new things, trying new things. Although church, this style is not new for me, this was a beautiful experience today. Just to see everybody come out and, dedicating themselves to peace and goodness. Again, like I said, it was the first Sunday today, so it was Communion Sunday. And it's the first time I've had communion in 5 years. I can't believe that. After communion, we would usually sing, I know it was the blood, I know it was the blood, I know it was the blood. And me and my dad would jam out on that song. Now to the Methodist Church, where the hymns rise like incense. From the Catholic Church to the Methodist Church, two churches, two traditions, two expressions of the same longing. This is the first church I've had to go in and take my shoes off to go inside the service. Methodists speak in simplicity. Catholicism is a grandeur, yet beneath both runs the same current. We enter as observers, we witness, we listen, and perhaps we come to see that religion is less about walls and more about what happens between them. It is less about the names and more about the silence that holds them all. This church was founded in 1908 and is part of the World UNESCO Heritage Site. I'd like to personally thank Reverend Sammy Doss and his entire congregation for being so warm and welcoming to me and my family. This was a church experience that I will never forget. Growing up in a Baptist church, this was the first time that I have been in a church that was all Tamil. And so as we leave, we do not walk away empty-handed. We carry something, a whisper, an echo, a question. What, in the end, is truly sacred? The ritual, the belief, or is it the very act of seeing itself? The one thing about growing up in church that I loved was the first Sunday and Holy Communion. Like I said, we used to play I Know It Was the Blood after church, and that was my jam. That was like one of my favorite songs. And this has been nothing but a true blessing to come and commune with Methodist, Catholic. Coming from a Baptist background, this is an amazing experience. Now, in Catholic Church, they believe that they actually turn the communion into the body and blood of Christ. At Methodist Church and Baptist Church, it's just a representation. Like I remember going to get grape juice one time because we ran out of juice. at the church. Shout out to Reverend Willie Williams, who taught me all about this stuff. Sent me to get some juice. I had to go and get juice from the store to come back. Church is an amazing place. This church was established in 1908. Methodists came to Malaysia first through Penang, through Burma. After that, they went to Ipoh, and after Ipoh, made its way to Malacca. And this church, TMC Malacca, has been here since 1908. Today's service was amazing, and it's kind of like a full circle for me because my grandmother is Methodist, and my grandmother grew up in a Methodist church in Santa Monica. Faith is more than just a belief. It's a way of life that shapes cultures, communities, and histories in ways we don't often realize. It's after service right now, and once again, Makan. Okay, the one thing I'm loving about churches in Malacca is that after service, they have food. Again, food is a part of the culture here. Makan means food, and today they're having string hoppers with a coconut curry. There's a chicken curry that I can't have, but in Sri Lanka, I fell in love with string hoppers, so I'm about to get my grub on with these string hoppers. And I think they have the fried donuts, vada, or vada pop, but they have vada. So I'm gonna get a couple of these, maybe to take home even. But I love the slaw. String hoppers, beautiful. String hopper here, and some chutney. I can't have this because I'm vegan. This was just one piece of Malaysia's incredible spiritual mosaic. And in the next episode, we'll continue to journey through another major faith, Islam. So if you love history, culture, and exploring the unknown, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because this series is just getting started. There is a silence within sacred spaces, a silence that does not speak of emptiness, but of fullness, of something vast, something eternal. In Malaysia, faith is not a separate entity, but an invisible current that flows through daily life, shaping everything it touches. In this four-part journey through the country's religious heart, we are stepping into the sacred, not as observers, but as seekers of understanding. Today in part 2, we enter the world of Islam, a faith that, like the ocean, is both serene and powerful, deeply rooted, yet always in motion. And fittingly, the mosque we're visiting rises directly from the water. This is Masjid Salat, also known as the Malacca Straits Mosque, a modern marvel that appears to float atop the sea during high tide, where land meets water and spirit meets structure. Masjid Salat stands as a prayer whispered into the wind. Muslims follow a monotheistic religion that's based on the teachings of Prophet Muhammad and the Quran. I remember my father would always instruct me to read every kind of book that I could that had to do with religion when I was growing up. And one of the ones that he did make me read was the Quran. We actually had a friend named Muhammad. Who doesn't have a friend named Muhammad? And he worked with my dad in the school system. And he said that your son should read the Quran and you should read the Quran too. My dad said, I've already read the Quran, but I'll get my son to read it. And I read the Quran. It was a fascinating book for me, and it in some ways led me on this spiritual quest that I'm on throughout my life to find peace, love, happiness through whatever form it may come in. Islam has over 2 billion followers. It's the second largest religion in the world. The biggest populations are in Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. I'm here this morning. As you can see, it's around 7:40 now, and I got here to catch the sunrise. facing the east. And as you can see, this beautiful floating mosque behind me, the architecture behind this mosque combines Middle Eastern culture and Malay culture. The Sajid Salat Malacca, or the Malacca Straits Floating Mosque, is one of the most beautiful mosques I have ever seen in my life. The mosque was opened in 2006 and can accommodate over 2,000 prayerful Muslims. Although it is sunrise, the attraction for tourists is to come see this at the sunset. But I wanted to come in the morning when there wasn't a lot of tourists and a lot of attraction going on to really get the spiritual ambiance of a mosque. The Masjid Salat Mosque is open from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. It's closed on Friday in honor of their Sabbath or Jummah. Devout Muslims pray 5 times a day, facing Mecca, in honor of spirituality, discipline, and the praise of Allah. The Straits of Malacca are the longest and busiest straits in the entire world. Now, if you see right here, what makes it appear to be a floating mosque is when the tide is high, it makes the entire mosque look like it's floating on water. And that's why they call this the floating mosque. The mosque has just opened up and it is a little after 9 a.m. And already there are so many tourists here to witness what is kind of a spiritual blessing and praise to Allah. Now, growing up, I did not know that there were even Asians that were Muslim. Until I came to Malaysia, I had never seen an Asian in a hijab. Again, the Middle East, Asia, and Africa have the biggest population of Muslims in the entire world. Growing up in Los Angeles, black Muslims wore suits and ties and sold bean pies on the side of the road when you were stopped in the intersections. And you would see women in hijabs. I had a cousin who was actually Muslim, and again, the rest of our family was Christian. But it was something of an oddity in our family. I've never been truly exposed to Islam the way I have since I've been traveling. When we lived in Egypt, it was 95% Muslim on the West Bank of Luxor. My neighbor was a generous and kind soul, and he explained everything I needed to know about Islam. And on Fridays, it was called Insali Juma. And I did have the rare opportunity of going to the mosque and seeing it with my family. But I have to say, I have never officially been inside of a mosque. We were taken into the mosque in Egypt. We looked around for a little while and then we left. It was a quick process. Even in Morocco, we weren't allowed in the mosque at all, and women weren't allowed in some of the mosque. So this is going to be a very different experience for me actually walking into a mosque for the first time. They have these foot baths outside, so you're able to wash your feet before you enter because you cannot have your shoes. You actually have to take your shoes off before entering this temple. Let's go inside and see Masjid Salat Mosque for the first time. Pagi, selamat pagi. Pagi. Morning, selamat pagi. So behind me is the actual mosque, and again, this is my first time ever just being welcomed into a mosque with open arms. Again, in Morocco, we weren't allowed to go in the mosque at all. And in Egypt, it was a very quick going in just to see and come out. So this is my first time actually in a mosque. What does it feel like to be inside a space that reflects both sky and soul? To hear the call of prayer dance across the waves like a sacred echo? Let's step into it together. Well, they've got massage chairs here. So I guess it's after you're tired of praying. Vending machines, waters. This is a little reading library area they have. And behind me on the wall here, this is actually Mecca, which is a really significant place for all Muslims all over the world. Again, there's 2 billion Muslims in the entire world. If you would like the Quran translated, you can just scan your QR code. You can scan this here with the QR code, and it will provide you with the Quran in any different language you want. Islam is not merely a religion of words, but of movement, of rising and bowing, of devotion expressed through the body, the heart, and the mind. It is a rhythm, a cadence that pulses through the lives of over 1 billion people on earth. The 5 pillars that Muslims live by is faith, prayer, charity, fasting, and pilgrimage. Again, it doesn't matter what religion you are, as long as you love God, love people, and serve others. That's the end of it all at the end of the day in any religion. At night, there's like a light show here. I know that sounds crazy to be at a mosque, but this mosque is a big tourist attraction. And to provide what they need for this mosque, they use the tourism as a tool to fund the maintenance and upkeep of this temple. All right, let's go into the mosque now. As I approach Masjid Salat, I was greeted by the sea breeze and the brilliance of the white domes kissed by sunlight. This isn't just a building, it's a declaration. Built in 2006 on a man-made island just off the coast of Malacca, the mosque symbolizes Malaysia's modern devotion rooted in ancient faith. The structure itself is a fusion of Middle Eastern and Malay architecture, with golden domes, stained glass windows, and a towering minaret that also serves as a lighthouse, quite literally guiding ships and symbolically guiding souls. This is one of the most beautiful mosques in the world. Here is amazing. And the architecture, like I said, a blend of Middle East and Malay. And this place is just, this is where the Quran will be read from. And this place is breathtaking. Check out the detail in this architecture. Beautiful. This is Prophet Muhammad's last khutbah in Malay. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to travel all around the world and experience as many different cultures and religions, people and politics as I've had in the last 5 years. I myself never imagined that I'd be doing anything like this in my life. Again, the architecture here is a little bit Middle Eastern and a little bit Malay. So it's very beautiful. These are like stained glass windows. They also have additional prayer rooms upstairs. Just to be permitted to even come this close to a mosque is a blessing in itself. Again, growing up in Los Angeles, Muslims were presented in a different light. And again, when I began to travel around the world, I got to meet people that worshiped Allah for the first time in my life. I was shocked when I went to Zanzibar and I saw that everyone on this island, for the most part, I didn't know every single person, was Muslim. And they were black people like me, my skin color. And when I came to Malaysia for the first time, Johor Bahru, it was just fascinating to see how many people were actually Muslim, but not Arab. It blew my mind. When I saw that there were Chinese, Japanese, Malay, Indian, Caucasian, Muslims that all coexisted in Malaysia, it was so fascinating to me. I have to say, I was a little closed minded on what I thought the stereotypical Muslim was. And what I thought was that most Muslims come from the Middle East. And that's all I really knew. Now, when I met Captain Gabar, what's up, Captain Gabar, in Egypt, he showed me that, hey, Muslims are not just in Saudi Arabia, Muslims are not just in Persia, Muslims are all around the world. Again, it's the second biggest religion in the entire world. Islam came to Malaysia via the Arab and Indian traders in the 13th century, and by the time of Sultan Mansur Shah in the 15th century, Malacca had become a major center for Islamic culture, learning, and governance. That same spirit of harmony and hospitality still radiates from the shores of the city, especially here at Masjid Salat. And just like that, by 9:30, the place is cleared out. Seems like all the tourists come take some pictures real quick. Again, a lot of them are Muslim. And then after they take their pictures, they hop back on the tour bus and they're out of here. So it feels like I have this entire mosque to myself right now. Like I said, it was my first time actually entering a mosque. And now there's a few more tourists showing up. I guess they have different hours where the different buses show up. But this has been truly an amazing experience. The library here has different readings and books that have to do with Islam and pamphlets, just in case you're curious about discovering Islam. Inside the mosque, there is a peaceful simplicity. The cool marble floors, the rhythmic chants of the adhan, call to prayer, and the view of endless sea meeting sky. It felt like being caught between two worlds, the visible and invisible. I arrived just before afternoon prayer, and what I witnessed was nothing short of spiritual choreography, devotion in motion, a synchrony of heartbeats with something eternal. There are places where silence speaks louder than sound. Masjid Salat is one of them. All of life moves in cycles. The sun rises, the sun sets, the tide comes in, the tide recedes. And so too does faith. It is not static, but an ever-moving current, shaping civilizations, guiding hearts, whispering to those who are willing to listen. This building is called a munara, or tower. My visit to Masjid Salat was more than an educational stop. It was a sacred pause, a reminder that architecture can preach, that water can reflect not only light, but divine presence. That faith doesn't always shout. Sometimes it simply floats quietly, gloriously on the sea. This was only part 2 of our sacred journey across Malaysia's religious landscape. In part 3, we'll explore the beautiful teachings of Buddhism through golden temples and timeless rituals. If this journey moved you, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs a moment of beauty, of peace, of connection. Turn on your notifications to walk the next path with me, because this story of faith, culture, and wonder is far from over. And Muslims pray to the east. And like a wise man once said, the sun rises in the east, but it sets in the west. That was Ice Cube.
Chababa, chababa, chihuahua, and chihuahua, kookalagumba. Chababa, chababa, chihuahua.
There are 3 main teachings in Chinese culture: Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism. When you understand things, you understand their relationship to each other. And eventually, you'll see the unity behind them. Today, Buddhism and Taoism come together. In heaven, there is no temple. The whole place is a temple. Behind me is the Chi-Chiang-Core Uplifting Association. Let's go check this out. This celebration is for the Lord of Mercy. You see, most people think that religion is believing in things. But the deeper current, the hidden river beneath all words, is not belief, it is experience. I was once asked, "What is Buddhism?" And I said, "It is the art of sitting quietly while the universe rearranges itself around you." Now here we are in the echo of ancient chants, where silence is a teacher and compassion wears the form of a woman. The Lady Buddha. Here she is known as Panja Pramita, or she is called Kuan Am, the Bodhisattva of compassion. She doesn't preach, she listens, and in her stillness, she teaches something that the West has forgotten: that God does not shout, God whispers. This is not a lecture, this is a journey, and the ticket you paid was simply your attention. So at 9 o'clock,
This your Rinpoche, Amoka, Chochi, Rinpoche.
I'm going to put that down below, but this is the only Buddhist monk from China in all of Malaysia, and he's going to be here today. And these are all of his temples that are on here. I'm going to put this in the description below. Can you give me your name one more time?
Sambao.
Sambao. And Sambao.
Sambao.
Sambao. And Sambao has been helping me and showing me all around today, and she is a magnificent chef. So next year I'm going to come, if I can get down here, and I'm going to help you cook, okay? Next year, I come help cook.
Yes.
Okay. This is Big Sister 1, Sister 2, Sister 3, Sister 4, and Sister 5. Wee! Sister 6.
Yes.
And Brother 1, and Brother 1. You're outnumbered, brother. You're outnumbered. All right, so at 9 o'clock, the speaker is coming. I got to get the pronunciation on what the speaker's name is and how to say the speaker's name. But his woo 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 is very good. Apparently, this is my VIP seat for the day.
Yes.
Thank you. So I will sit here. I will sit here.
Yes.
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 My VIP seat for the day, right here. So behind me is the Lord of Mercy, and this whole event is basically praying for mercy. There's this guest speaker coming who is a very reputable person, and he's going to bring, I guess, a Dharma talk or a message. I don't know what they would call it, but he's Chinese. I've always been in church. I grew up, my father was a minister of music, my mother was the secretary of church, and I was the drummer. So I've always been in the church. So religion has always played a big part in my life. As I got older, Buddhism helped shape what I consider what my practice is now: meditation, through spirituality, and everything. And the time it takes to really like work on yourself and motivate yourself to become who you want to be all starts with like peace. It all starts with peace. You know, you can have all the time in the world, but if you don't have peace to just like hone in on what you want to do and who you want to be, it's never going to happen. So Buddhism has helped me a lot with peace. If you know anything about Buddhist temples and Buddhist ceremonies, there's always a plethora of food at Buddhist events, and it's like so much. So they're going to feast after this. Hello. Thank you very much for helping me out and everything. This is Angie, everybody. She's been trying to Google translate everything for me all morning. Thank you very much, Angie. Appreciate it. Terima kasih. Behind me here is a list of all the temples they have in Southeast Asia. Let's check it out. All of these have Buddha's name, and these will be offered up in a prayer. This event takes place every year from November 16th and November 22nd. And today is the 22nd. Today is the last day of this event. So I've come on a good day, they said. All right, this is Tan.
Tan.
T-A-N, and he's going to be telling me all about what's going on right here.
This is one of the culture. So this association is the five. We have Buddhism, Taoism, Baha'i, what you call Islam, and one more the Hindu. That means they take all the best culture. That means they will take like what you call the Christian because you hit my face, I like hit on my left face. That means one of the good. Then Buddhism is to what you call the take care of your what you call your father mother.
Yes.
It's one of the best. Then you got the Baha'i, the latest one. There is the culture one, the open air one. Then you got the what? There's a one more. There's one more. Five. There are five religions. So they take all the best teaching of each religion. Then they practice it. This is they got five. They got three something. But this is well known in whole of the world. Not only in Malaysia, in the world. In America, San Francisco, they have. They started from here. Then it's straight. So the one that is straight. Then in Malaysia, you have maybe about what five branches. Each branch is each manager.
Tan, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Welcome. You're welcome. Have a nice trip back.
Terima kasih. So today they're preparing this magnificent feast, and this is a nasi lama thing. Thank you. And this is breakfast they're having here. Everything. Back here they're just cooking it up like Buddha loves to eat, baby. Morning, pagi. Selamat pagi. Like Tam was telling me now, there's a temple for this entire practice, for this religion in San Francisco. So when I said I was from California, they're like, oh, so you know San Francisco. But I'm not from San Francisco, but I have heard of Taoism. Okay, so now I'm walking in and the head monk is arriving right now. I had the unique honor of attending a spiritual event at the Moral Uplifting Association in Malacca, Malaysia. There, I met someone truly extraordinary, Karma Amoga Choeji Rinpoche. Rinpoche is a Tibetan Buddhist teacher from the Karma Kagyu lineage, which is one of the four main schools of Tibetan Buddhism. The title Koichi Rinpoche means that he is recognized as a reincarnated Lama, a Tuku. That's a big deal. It means he's believed to have come back life after life to guide others on their path to enlightenment. His teachings emphasize meditation, mindfulness, and the direct transmission of wisdom from teacher to student. And let me tell you, being in Rinpoche's presence, it felt like sitting next to stillness itself. Like the room was full of peace even before he spoke. In Malaysia, Tibetan Buddhism is alive and well. In Malacca, there are many places where people gather and learn to meditate and grow spiritually. His teachings help bridge ancient wisdom with the modern world. If you ever have a chance to attend one of Rinpoche's teachings, go. You won't just learn about Buddhism. You'll feel it in your bones, in your breath, in your being. Kuan Yin, also known as Guanyin in Chinese and Avalokiteshvara in Sanskrit, is the Bodhisattva of compassion. I stood before her image. People were not begging for her mercy. They were sitting in gratitude. They weren't trying to escape life. They were bowing to it. Because she is not God, she is the embodiment of mercy. And mercy, my friends, is simply understanding without needing to fix. Now, that monk, do you remember his face? It's like a moon on still water. He didn't give blessings like a priest hands out candy. No, he revealed them through the silence, through the smoke, through a single flick of a fan or string of words that made no logical sense, but left your heart feeling unburdened. When he touched your forehead, it wasn't to change you, it was to remind you, you've never left the towel. You've just been pretending not to notice. And that is blessing enough. This was one of the most mesmerizing spiritual events I have ever been a part of. I am blessed to have been in the time and space that I was in to even be a part of this event. The locals of Malaysia are always so kind to me. This lady went ahead and explained everything to me a little bit further before we offered our obeisance. Buddhism walks in a gentle bow, whispering, all is suffering, but liberation is near. Taoism lounges back and grins. There is no path. Just flow with the way. One seeks an end of desire. The other says desire is a wave. Ride it until it dissolves into stillness. Either way, you must choose your path and choose your wave. Only you know how to ride it the right way.
So I guess this was a 4-part blessing. I think I did the first one twice though, but the second one was a scroll, and now maybe another scroll.
People often ask, so what do you do with all of this? And I chuckle, because that is the mind trying to turn wisdom into homework. But the Lady Buddha doesn't give homework. She gives heart work. She reminds us that the path is not the ladder to climb. but a circle to walk. That suffering is not a punishment, but an invitation. That enlightenment is not escape, but embrace.
Right now it's apple offering time. We're getting into the prayer line again. It's apple offering time now. I think this is going to be a ring around the prayer.
Malaysia, with its rich tapestry of cultures and religions, is home to several temples dedicated to Kuan Yin. These temples serve as places of worship and community gatherings, reflecting a deep-rooted presence of Mahayana Buddhism in the region.
All right, so we're going around again. Now, like 10 told me earlier, this is going to last till around 11 o'clock. I don't know if we're going to go around and around until 11 o'clock, but the program ends around 11.
Close your eyes and listen to the sound. The chants echo through the halls. The people, beautiful, with their souls open to receive all of the many blessings. Buddhism offers mindfulness discipline and the noble truths. Taoism answers with spontaneity, balance, and effortless action. Wu Wei.
This is like black church. We got to stand up again and go around, but they don't want offerings.
As a part of the ceremony, we engaged in a traditional offering ritual. With apples cradled in our palms, scrolls rolled tight with intention, and fragrant incense gently trailing smoke into the air, we moved into a silent, reverent procession. This act is known in Tibetan Buddhism as a puja offering, a sacred gesture of generosity and devotion. Each item carried with meaning. The apples representing the fruit of labor and gratitude, the scroll symbolizing wisdom and prayers, and the incense purifying the space and lifting our intention skyward.
Right now, after the fire offering, now we're going to go to this other room and make another offering here.
Angie graciously explained to me what was going on in this room, and this here was another blessing altogether.
this chanting. It is so beautiful.
The flame flickers, the paper curls, and the names once spoken at dinner tables and whispered into babies' ears, rise into the air like offerings to the sky. Today I found myself standing in a warm stillness of the Taoist temple in Malaysia, watching a century-old ritual unfold before my eyes, the burning of paper bearing the names of the deceased. In Taoism, death is not the end. It's not even the opposite of life. It's part of the flow, a return to the Tao. The burning of names is a way to honor the dead, to clear karmic debts, and to keep harmony between the living and the spirit world in balance. The names are written on joss paper thin sheets that look fragile, but carry the weight of generations. And as each name burns, it's believed that the soul is nourished, remembered, and gently guided through the realms beyond. It's about gratitude. It's about love that doesn't end because someone isn't here in the flesh.
So now everyone's going around and giving treats to everyone. So I'm gonna bring home a bunch of candy for the kids, I guess, and treats. Ceremony is wrapping up now. I'm sitting here still in my VIP chair. So I got this little bag to put all the goodies in, and these are blessed by Buddha on the altar. And this is like prasad if you're from a Hindu culture, or soul food if we from black culture. I guess we just call, we just call our food soul food. Our food is a soul. Or after church program, banquet, I don't know, after my dad and I used to stay at church all day because we were the musicians. So we go at 7 o'clock and we leave at like 6 o'clock sometimes. My mom just said the other night, she called me, she said they got home at 11 o'clock. You know how long they go to church for? Like 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night? Like, come on now. So after those long services, they usually have something in the banquet hall or something in the kitchen after churches, and I guess that's what's going on now. I don't know what that food is blessed called. We just call it food.
This is in Malacca. This is our puja area.
Okay.
This puja is timing is 7 days. Every day we have get all the benefit to all the centuries.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. And you see the name card. You see in the front.
Yes.
Is all the Buddha and the Bodhisattva name.
Okay.
We invite them to this hall.
Okay.
We make offering to collect our merit.
Ah, okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That one is mock puja.
Mokja.
Smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
We call sang. In
Sang.
Tibetan we call sang.
Okay.
To get our merit.
Okay.
It's all this burning is all our food to offering to Buddha.
Ah, okay.
Okay. That's it.
All right. Thank you,
so
Zing.
much.
Thank you very much, Zing. Terima kasih. Bye-bye. So They're wrapping everything up right now. And when a Buddhist ceremony wraps up, that usually means it's time to eat. Let's go over here in the hall and see what's going on with this kitchen, because I saw a lot of food getting fixed up earlier this morning. Na,
Mo,
mo,
B,
bi,
Sir,
sa,
Hu,
hu,
Four.
fo.
啊，
What this mean? What that mean?
他要因为这个是
What does this
他
one
供的，
mean?
他要
Okay.
这样
Zing is
念
back.
This is our Buddha card.
This is the one I put up here. I put this one.
因为
This
他
is
供
all
的
all this.
Okay.
Each is one Buddha.
Okay. Each is the one different Buddha.
Yeah.
OK 了吗？
Which
So-
one did this one represent? Because this is the one I put up here. Which one is this?
Past Buddha.
Past Buddha.
Yeah, because we have past Buddha,
Okay.
present Buddha.
Ah, okay. Like when he gets
yeah,
reincarnated.
future Buddha.
Ah, okay.
It's from India
Ah, okay.
because Buddha born in India.
Oh, okay.
But in India,
Yes.
this is from the tradition.
Okay.
Tradition
Okay.
to when king
Yes.
is coming,
Okay.
they take this and welcome.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
we offering this.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
And this is our this puja deities.
Okay.
Name Panchaparamita.
Panchapramita.
Yeah, Panchaparamita.
Panchapramita. And that's it. This has been an amazing experience. Everyone has been really friendly and really cool. And yeah, this is what it's about. Getting out there, traveling, experiencing new things, learning new cultures, and meeting new people. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join me for more amazing adventures from around the world.
Chababa, chababa, chawawa.
Some festivals are loud, some are colorful, some touch your soul, and some do all three. While you're walking behind a massive wooden chariot for 5 hours barefoot in the tropical Malaysian heat. This is Rath Yatra, the Chariot Festival, a sacred celebration of movement, music, and meaning.
Rath Yatra is a celebration that's held every year all around the world. This is a Hare Krishna community. I have close ties with Hare Krishna community. One of my close friends, Che, got me involved in everything when I was young. And I've had close ties ever since. This celebration is called Rath Yatra. It's a celebration, again, that's held all over the world. Let's go into the temple real quick. I'm not going to put the camera too much in people's faces, but let's go check out the temple.
I joined the celebration at one of the oldest functioning Hindu temples in Malaysia, smack in the heart of Malacca's multicultural melting pot. Rooted in the ancient tradition of Puri, India, the Rath Yatra commemorates the journey of Lord Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, the divine siblings, as they leave their temple and ride through the streets to greet their devotees. I've experienced this in Los Angeles and marched through it in New York, but this was my first time doing it in Malaysia. And let me tell you, Malacca brought the bride.
I've spent some time in India, and it was with the devotee community. It's a beautiful community. I'm vegan, so I definitely partook in what they call prasadam, and that is food that's offered to Krishna. Now, no matter your belief or what you think your ideology is on life, the Hare Krishna community is very open, warm, and receptive to anyone. Behind me, you can actually see them dressing the deities. Check it out.
Now, I've done this in LA and NYC, like I've said before, and those are massive. But this was different, intimate and local, a dance between devotion and culture, with uncles in sarongs, aunties handing out prasad, and little kids learning to clap to the Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
They're bringing Prabhupada's I think it's called a statue inside right now, and they're taking him around all the rooms here, and you get this full blessing from the priest here.
The Maha Mantra and kirtans have always been something that have fascinated me. And I've been listening to these for years now. There's a beauty in the simplicity of chanting.
When I was in India, we would put sandalwood on our faces, and that would cool you down. I guess sandalwood cool you down, and I also have sandalwood oil that I put on at home. Now, what everybody's doing now, I believe it's called circumambulating. So we're walking around with the statue of Prabhupada and walking around to the different deities and making offerings to the deities. So I remember when I was in India, I did the Paragram March. I have to think what that's called. And it was a long walk barefoot through Vrindavan in India. It was a long walk, but the spiritual side of everything that you get when you do these kind of things, pilgrimages and prayer and fasting, all this, is amazing. All right, the Paragram March is the footpath. The Paragram is actually what I actually walked around in India.
I got one of the priests tell me what the pronunciation of the temple.
All right, now tell me the name one more time. Poya
Puyada Vinayaka.
Vinayaga.
Puyada Vinayaka.
Okay, thank you very much. Haribol. Now, you see the gentleman dressed behind me in orange? This would be a sannyasi, if I'm not mistaken.
And finally, it was time to take this procession to the streets. Rath Yatra.
So behind me, the processional is about to start. Rath Yatra is what they're gonna do. They're gonna parade the carts around so everyone can see the deities. For those who are not familiar with the Hare Krishna culture. Now, I remember doing this in Venice, in California, on Venice Beach.
In fact, I've been around the Hare Krishna movement for years. Some of my closest friends are lifelong devotees. I've chanted in temples, danced in streets, meditated in silence, and been fed countless soul-nourishing plates of prasad. But this Rath Yatra in Malacca reminded me of something deeper. Bhakti is borderless. It doesn't care about your passport. If your heart shows up, you're already in the procession. Pulling the chariot is an honor. It is something that I really can't describe in words. It's a feeling, literally. You're pulling this massive cart with hundreds of other people, and the spiritual meaning behind it is deeper than you think. This is the heart of the celebration. The idea that Jagannath, a form of Krishna, along with his siblings, Baladev and Subhadra, are being pulled or drawn to the temple to bless all souls. By pulling the chariot, it isn't just a physical act, it's a metaphor for drawing God into your own heart. Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, explained that by pulling the rope of the Rath, one is essentially pulling the Lord into one's heart. One of the most powerful messages of Rath Yatra is inclusivity. In the original Puri festival, even non-Hindus are welcome to pull the chariot. I even managed to catch some prasad they threw off of the cart. Prasad is food that has been offered to Krishna before distribution. In the ISKCON tradition, people from all walks of life, rich, poor, Western, Eastern, young, old, pull the cart together. No barriers, no caste, no qualifications, just bhakti, devotion. In this festival, the Lord goes out to see his devotees. It's a reverse. The divine seeks the devotee. In most temple traditions, the deity remains inside, but in Rath Yatra, the Lord comes out, not just symbolically, but physically. The act of pulling the chariot represents our willingness to carry Krishna consciousness into public life, into the streets, and into everyday reality. You're not just pulling the cart, you're bringing the sacred into the secular.
The Rath Yatra celebration is one of those things you just have to live it to love it. It's definitely something that I recommend everyone participate in at some point in their life, regardless of what your religious belief is. This is an amazing experience.
The chariot is massive, the ropes are thick. You can't move it alone. It takes a community, cooperation, and surrender, just like spiritual life. When you grab that rope, you are in a way surrendering your own will, aligning with the divine purpose. You're becoming part of a collective act of love and unity. The chariot moves when all are pulling together, just like our spiritual progress.
So if you see everybody with like a bag that's around me, it's called a bead bag. And what they're doing, I know it's a little loud, what they're doing is chanting rounds. You have to do 108 rounds a day in this religion. And that roughly takes about 2 hours of your day if you're doing it. Gentleman here's offering water because you definitely need water. It's still Malaysia law.
So when I was out here pulling this cart for 5 hours walking through Malacca, I wasn't just getting my steps in. I was joining a sacred dance of devotion, humility, and joy that's been happening for centuries.
They even have police here protecting the people from the streets because usually Junker Street is a very busy place. So I didn't exactly know what this thing was behind me, but this guy is making sure that the electric poles and wires, don't interfere with the carts as they pass by. Now, another thing about the devotee community, when they start partying or praising, they get really loud. Really, really loud. Now, I don't actually know how long we're going to be walking, but we've been walking for about 45 minutes so far. And like I said, we're in Malaysia. It's hot, lah. The Malacca River is so beautiful. So I'm actually ahead of the processional now, so we're waiting for it to come. It's coming, and you can hear it coming from literally a mile away. They bang mardanga drums and cartels all through the streets. And it's a really, really, really energetic atmosphere. Well, I've spent the last 5 New Year's in a completely different country. The first one, when we first left off on our journey, was Italy. After that, I spent one in Egypt. After that, it was Thailand. Then last year, Sri Lanka, and now Malaysia. So my first Rath Yatra celebration was in California, in Venice Beach. I would often go to the Hare Krishna temple there because one of my friends, Che, who was also one of the best men in my wedding, was a devotee. And it was an eye-opening experience becoming friends with him and learning about the culture, learning about vegetarianism. And I knew at 9 years old I wanted to be a vegetarian, and I didn't even know that this religion existed until I met Che. Che introduced me to a whole different world And because of that, I'm here right now experiencing this and actually knowing what I'm doing and knowing what's going on. Now you can see around me there's a lot of people just observing, I would say the bystanders. And to them it's just another celebration that has to do with Hinduism. But to me it has a place in my heart because of what Che took his time to show me and do. So Che, if you're watching this, just know that you've inspired somebody to get out there and see the world. And it's funny because I remember you used to tell me, I don't want to go travel this and that because of this and that. And brother, I hope you out there traveling now because the world is a beautiful place. Haribo! So this gentleman here is originally from Kenya, but he's lived in Malaysia his whole life. Tell us your name again, Prabhu.
Ranjit.
Ranjin. All right, Ranjin and I have been walking for the last 2 hours. It is so hot. I do not know when this ends. Do you know when this ends?
I'm gonna give it another hour.
I do anything for God, so I'm going to keep walking, and we're going to have a spiritual blessing because we walked this far. Hopefully there's some prashadam at the end, right?
Yes. It's always prashadam.
There's always prashadam.
Always.
All right, so we'll show you that in a minute.
All right.
Haribol! The philosophy in the Hare Krishna community is you are not this body. So as you saw, or if you're looking around, I'm the only black person here along with that brother. And in this religion, you are not this body. You are not represented by a color or a race. You're represented by how pure your soul is and how close your attachment is to Krishna. All right, we're entering the Little India section of Malacca right now. I've never actually been here. I thought I was gonna scoot over here one day, but as I can see walking, this is really, really far, but now we're in Little India. It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. And just like that, it is nighttime. And we've been walking for about 2 hours now, or maybe a little over 2 hours now. And, you know, something spiritual like this, every step is worth it. And again, we're in Little India right now. And I've never been here before, so it's also a treat to just come and look around. Now, I've never been to Roth where it's turned into nighttime and seen the carts glow like this. And this is giving me the like Parahata kind of feel in Sri Lanka. And this is really, really amazing to look at. The lights, kind of like Disneyland light show in California meets Parahata. Let's check it out. But like I said before, we're in Little India, and I think it's really cool that they sectioned off the streets for everybody to walk and enjoy this festival like they should. Well, we're coming up on the end of the walk now. All of the deities are headed this way. And this has been a long day, just to say the least. Again, I grew up in black churches, so we be at church from like 8 in the morning, sometimes 6 in the morning, till 1 a.m. the next day because of the Holy Ghost. So it's funny, I've ridden my scooter down this far, but when I get to this little pass back here where that Little India sign is, I don't even go that far, and it's not lit up in the daytime, so I don't think I've ever really looked at it, and I just turned. So we're right back in the heart of where I ride my scooter around every day, and I didn't even know Little India was that close. I could have got my garam masala a long time ago. As the night falls over the city, so do the people. You would think we're going to the promised land after this. And as you can see behind me, now we're in, I guess, Old Town Malacca. I don't know what this is called. We're here. The old stomping grounds, I would call it, in Malacca. At nighttime, this comes alive. And now, with Rath Yatra going on, it's like double alive. It is hot. Songit panas. A lady just ran over to me, grabbed my arm, and I thought something was wrong. And she said, no, 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 go over that way. The, I don't know, spiritual master guy, I don't know who it was, wanted to give you a special blessing. And he put the crown on my head, gave me the blessing, and then I got to eat some kind of, I don't know, left a weird taste in my mouth. If anybody knows what it is, it tastes like rose petal leaves, but it's not rose water leaves. If anybody knows, leave a message in the comments below. So all that 2 hours of walking and everything has led to this point where we are right now. And now the celebration begins. Haribo! So now it's Prashadam time, and this is not what the whole walk was for, but this is the fuel for the fire right here. Everybody needs to like reamp up. That was an invigorating walk. I'm telling you, that was a long walk. I usually walk a lot, but not in the middle of the night, coming out of the middle of the day. And now it is 8 o'clock. That's a long walk. I don't even want to say how long that was. You do the math on that. Haribo. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Haribo. Haribo. Thank you. Haribo. Thank you very much. Haribo. Thank you, Prabhu. So we're going to go sit down. We're going to go enjoy this and listen to some of this music and socialize with some devotees. And now it's time to eat. And this is what it's all about. Like I said, getting out, trying new things. This is not necessarily new for me, but it's new in Malaysia for me. And this is just like, the vibes I'm getting right now, it's just reminding me of when I was in India during Kartik, which is another devotee celebration. And man, I love India. I love the whole culture. And I love being surrounded by people that are surrounded by love. And you can feel that here with every person. I mean, there's so many people here. And, you know, the gentleman here who cooked the food tonight, he does this every Sunday for about 300 people. What they do in the Hare Krishna community is called Food for Life, where they go distribute food. It's part of their services. And it's one of the services that I really love. You know, even Steve Jobs got down with this before he left. He actually left money to the Hare Krishna community, and a lot of people have benefited from what this particular religion offers to the world. Again, you don't have to be Krishna conscious to understand what's going on here. It's just good people doing good things, loving on each other, and that's it. You have to be a little open-minded for the different things. If you come from a strict religion that has certain do's and don'ts, then it's gonna be weird for you. But if you have an open mind and you just believe in spirituality, you're gonna have a good time. All right, on this plate we've got a tofu dish. We've got a sabji here. Got some kind of fried pakora looking thing. Got your rice right here by my thumb. and the famous samosa. And I think under the samosa, let's see, that is halava. Halava. Yeah, so, it's about to be a good eating time. Now, the one thing they don't give you, if you've ever been to a devotee event, is forks and spoons and knives and things like that. They don't have those. I mean, you could probably find them, but everyone here is eating with their hands. Now, you only eat with one hand. You don't eat with both hands. You don't eat with the hand you wipe with. So you would only eat with this hand over here, not this hand here. And it reminds me a lot of when we were in Arusha and we were in Zanzibar. This is just how you got down. So let's enjoy. Happy Rath Yatra. All right, so devotees are notorious for making these like punches in big vats, and then they just dump. Like I've worked in a temple there before, and they've dumped lots of sugar in it. But this here, this tastes like pani puri water with like sugar in it. This straight tastes like pani puri water with sugar. I don't know what this is. If anybody knows what this is, again, help me, leave a message in the comments below. Spicy tofu, whatever this is off the chain, and I'm about to mess this up real quick. So I went back over there to throw my plate away after I finished eating, and one of the devotees that gave me a bottle of water while we were walking, I forget to get his name, said, "Here, take this home. I know you love the tofu stuff. It's really spicy, but it's really good. So whoever cooked this, you did an amazing job. Thank you so much. Again, this has been an amazing event. I love it. Let's go check out the deities one more time, and then we're out of here."
If you ever find yourself in Malaysia during Rath Yatra, don't miss it. And if you're in Malacca, pull that road.
All right, and on that note, we are out of here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join me for more amazing adventures from around the world. Haribo.
Shababa, chababa, chawawa.